This is the first onigiri I've ever made in my life. But look how pretty it looks. I cracked the yolk again. This is actually so delicious. Hello everyone, my name is Julia and today we're going to eat foods from Demon Slayer Season 1. If we go from a chronological order, in the first episode is the first meal that is being eaten. Tanjiro is coming across this man in the village and he prepares him dinner. So we have some rice, some vegetables, some miso soup, I think. I'm basically like eyeballing most of the things. The second meal is in episode 4. Excuse me, I'm not gonna say the names right, I think. Urokodaki is making dinner for Tanjiro. So we have some kind of hot pot dish with a ton of vegetables again. Then we have the famous yamakake udon in episode 7. In episode 11, we have the plain onigiri that Tanjiro is sharing with Zenatsu. In episode 14, we have tempura vegetable and rice, probably miso soup. That is also the last meal. And then I thought by the end, the only thing I see is green tea. So we're going to have some green tea throughout the day. But basically, we have 5 meals. We have once breakfast and 4 times dinner. And since it's still early in the morning, I thought we're not going to go the chronological order, but we're going to start with breakfast onigiri. It's actually pretty straightforward. We need rice, we need seaweed, we need salt. I really like sesame oil, so I brought that, and we need a rice cooker, and honestly, that's it. This video is definitely not a cooking video. I don't have any recipes. I've never done this before. I'm just kind of going with it and hoping that it turns out great. So let me cook this really fast and let's go and eat breakfast.
So I looked it up on how to make a good onigiri, and the first thing that was being said is that you need to be very decisive on the choice of rice. And I thought that you could just use glutinous rice because it just kind of made sense to me, but apparently you use glutinous rice for example making mochi, and choosing standard Japanese rice for making sushi or onigiri. That's why I decided to use standard Japanese rice.
It's a pretty plain onigiri, so I'm just going to add some salt. And I really like sesame oil, so I'm going to add some sesame oil. We need some wrapping foil. I watched the video, and in the video she also added some salt. This is the first onigiri I've ever made in my life, and it looks so pretty. I got my green tea, I got my onigiri, and let's go and eat it. I want to break it off like Tanjiro did. Okay, well, that almost worked. I brought some more sesame oil and salt with me because I feel like lacking a little bit of salt, and I love seaweed. It's like a tiny onigiri. It's so simple and easy, and yet so incredibly yummy and delicious. It's so yummy. I think next time though I need to put more sesame oil and more salt in because it's kind of lacking that. But it's so delicious. Also, this brand of seaweed is not the best, so I would recommend you get a really good one because this was a little bit disappointing. It's not as crunchy as seaweed should be, dried seaweed. Onto the green tea. Yum. That's so comforting. It's so delicious. I basically made 2 or like 3 onigiri into one because this was really big. I'm going to eat the other half tomorrow because we have a bunch of food left for the rest of the day. See you at lunchtime. It is time for lunch and we're going to jump back to episode 1. So we have rice, we have vegetables, we have radish, we have, I think, miso soup, some green tea in the first episode, and then what Urokodaki made for Tanjiro in episode 4 was some hot pot dish. There are also some grilled fishes, but I'm going to use the loophole saying that I didn't see either of them eat the fish. So I'm not going to make it, especially because this grilled fish is going to have its comeback later on. And so I'm going to do it in the later season. Let's go and start making lunch. We still have our rice, so I'm going to boil the vegetables and do the miso soup.
How come you make a few cuts into the mushrooms and they already look so much cuter? I didn't know, but I'm gonna continue doing that. I was also struggling to cut this beautiful pumpkin, so I did it my mom's way, or the Asian way, which is squatting down and smashing your knife into the pumpkin. That worked really well. It's very efficient, and I'm gonna keep on doing that. For this recipe, I also chose silk tofu because it sounded very fancy and it did taste very silky, I would say. So kind of just like melted on your tongue. Though I have to say, I feel like with miso soup, sometimes I also really like it when it's a little bit more dense, I guess. But this silk tofu definitely did not disappoint.
Never done miso soup before. I'm really curious if I did it right and if it tastes good. As it looks, you take like 1 spoon. Maybe it's too much. And then put it in the strainer and then stir it in the soup. Miso soup is done, boiled vegetables is done. Now we are going to do the hot pot dish. The light food, I think, is chicken ball, but I am not sure. Nevertheless, I'm going to do it to just kind of replicate what I saw. And then the greens, I could not find any water spinach, so I took some bok choy. But yeah, let's go and get cooking.
Usually I never cook because I don't take the time to, so I'm really happy that we're cooking because I love Asian food and I live in Germany, so we don't have any convenience stores or any Asian food options on the go. We're like more like a bread sandwich kind of country. So I'm really glad that we're doing this because I love Asian food.
I cracked the yolk. Yo, something is going on today. I cracked the yolk again. What the hell? I also really like fish sauce, so I'm going to add some fish sauce to this. Okay, I am unsure if I'm doing this right because this is kind of not sticking together, but we're going to go for it anyways. Yeah, something seems not right about this. It looks like it's about to fall apart any second. It's okay. Okay, I'll try to make them a little bit smaller. I think I'm going to add some soup stock as well because it tasted really delicious. While that is boiling, I'm already going to cut my bok choy into some smaller pieces. This is how they look like. While that is boiling, I'm already going to prepare the plate the way it was with the first dinner.
I usually never assemble my food either, but it was really comforting to not have any guests over or anyone I'm preparing food for but myself. It made me really excited to eat what I prepared for myself alone. But yeah, this is how it looks.
We are finally done. Let's go and eat. Cheers. Okay, I don't even know where to start, but let's just eat Chinese yam because I've actually never had Chinese yam before. Also, I'm pretty unsure if Tanjiro's even eating Chinese yam, but it looked similar, so that's why I did it. It's not really my thing, I have to say. The pumpkin is so good. Love yellow radish. Let's have some miso soup. I've never made miso soup my entire life. This is actually so delicious. By the way, I'm going to put the recipes that I kind of got inspired by in the description down below, but I didn't really kind of measure everything. I kind of just like cooked and tasted along the way. This is delicious. It's so good. The chicken ball is so delicious. By the way, I just filled up this bowl with a lot of rice, but I'm not gonna actually eat the entire thing now because we still have 2 more dinner meals ahead of us. So I'm just going to eat out of this bowl. Also, I've never had these mushrooms before, so let's see how they taste. Really delicious. Let's try the hot pot soup. Oh my god. But also the miso soup is so yummy. I actually have a soy intolerance, but I always eat sushi with soy sauce, but quite rarely, so I try to avoid it, and then I don't eat it for a long time, and then I start eating it a little bit again. I saved up my soy intake for this video, and it was totally worth it. I love soup during fall, during winter, whenever it's like cold outside. I'm eating out of this pot like this because I'm the only one who's going to eat it, so don't worry about me dipping in my my spoon. I didn't expect it to go this well, but I'm really glad it went so well, and it's so delicious. This tastes so clean and fresh. I actually have never had something like this before, like this kind of combination ever before. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. I'm definitely going to make hot pot again. This is so delicious. This tofu is so soft and silky. I should eat like this more often. I can see how this can give you so much energy because it's like, yeah, a lot of whole foods. I could totally take a nap right now and just fall asleep blissfully. This was so delicious. I'm going to continue eating a little bit, and then I'm going to see you in the kitchen for the last 2 dinner meals. It is dinner time. That means we are going to do the famous yamakake udon and the vegetable tempura. I went to the Asian supermarket and got all of the ingredients, things I've never cooked with before. For the vegetable tempura, we need some shrimps, but with a tail, some eggplant, some beans, the pumpkin, but that is not orange from the outside, but green, then also lotus, and I also got perilla leaves, so these are all the things we're going to fry now. While this is drying, let's start with the udon. I have no idea how to make it, so I'll have to watch a little tutorial. Among the many things I've never cooked before, vegetable tempura is one of them, and I was really curious how I would do the batter, and I kind of thought it would be a little bit complicated. I don't know why I was thinking that, because it was really simple. You just need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 large egg, and then 1 cup of ice cold water. And a lot of recipes said that you should take some ice cubes into the water so it's really cold, but I didn't have any ice cubes, so I just put my cup of water into the fridge beforehand and waited for, I don't know, 1 hour until it was really cold. And then I mixed everything together and we got the batter. And now listen to that sizzle. Look at how beautiful these turn out. Oh my god. Now I'm going to do the Chinese yam. Wow. I also can't really use raw egg yolk because in Germany it's not really safe to eat it raw. So I will probably have to cook it up a little bit so that I can eat it safely. Also, I accidentally chose the wrong udon noodles. So right now I have ramen noodles, but I think it's going to be okay. Okay, I think that is enough.
So the original recipe calls for a raw egg yolk, and since I couldn't do that, I tried to kind of do a sunny side what? Okay, I googled it. A sunny side up egg. Okay, I made a sunny side up egg, and then I kind of just like put the lid on so it's kind of like low-key steamed, and I just kind of put the grated yam outside of it to kind of have that illusion of a raw egg yolk when it's not. So for all the ones that also can't eat the egg yolk raw, this is how I achieved it. And then lastly, we assemble everything so it looks close to original, and dinner is served.
I was trying to recreate what they were eating besides the yabakake udon. I think they were having tempura vegetables and then also miso soup or some kind of soup. And then I saw also either carrots or like something orange. And since we made some pumpkin, I thought that I'm gonna add that. And then a filled up bowl of rice. So let's dig in. I'm gonna start with the udon. Kind of a little bit of a fail because it ended up not being udon noodles, but that's okay. I'm a little bit nervous because I want to like it and I'm concerned I'm not going to like it. I'm not the biggest fan of the yam, I have to say. I'm not the biggest fan of the yam. I think it's a little bit, I don't really like the slimy texture, I have to say. Miso soup is always good. Let's have some of the tempura. I'm gonna start with tempura shrimp. Everything fried is always so good. Pumpkin. Wow, this is so delicious. The crunchiness is so good. It's so delicious. I also added the lotus root that I bit into. Now I'm curious about the perilla leaves. I mean, everything fried is delicious. Let's try a bean. Yummy. Now some eggplant. Wow, also very yummy. I think my favorite though is the pumpkin, the shrimp, and the perilla leaf. It's so delicious. This combination generally, I think continue. I love it. It's actually the same in Vietnamese cuisine. So both my parents are Vietnamese, and my mom always made Vietnamese food. And we also usually just have like one bowl of rice, then some vegetables, something with protein, so either like fish or meat, and then some kind of soup, usually where my mom used to boil the vegetables in. Plain pumpkin is so yummy. I should hit the gym after this because carbs makes you really energized to work out. Yummy. I'm getting so full. I might watch some Netflix now while eating this. I definitely have enough food for tomorrow. Also, we have some green tea because it's the last thing, episode 24. Yeah, they didn't specifically drink the green tea, but they used a lot of green tea. But yeah, this was the video. I ate everything from Demon Slayer season 1 and I have to say it was incredibly delicious. Everything except for the tempura was actually quite light and comforting, so definitely comfort food. But yeah, I am going to watch something now, unbutton my pants, lay on this couch, and yeah, eat all of this for the weekend. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.